You ever see a title that just makes you stop and think? The Yet Non-Born. It's one of those phrases, isn't it? Kind of poetic, a little strange, but it comes from a book that offers a really unique way of looking at life, especially if you're trying to navigate, the craziness of the modern world. So let's unpack what it's all about.
All right, let's just jump right in with the big question. Who are the yet non-born? It sounds like a riddle, right? But it's actually getting at something really deep about the human condition today.
And this is where it all comes from. This is the book by Dr. Ahmad Khairi Al-Umari that we're diving into. Just looking at the cover, you can feel that it's not going to be a light read. It sets a tone of real depth from the get-go.
So to really get what this enigmatic title is all about, we can't just look up a definition. We have to first understand the problem the author is trying to solve. The answer is actually wrapped up in a very specific, very modern crisis.
And that crisis is what the author calls the crisis of the modern human. See, before we can figure out who is yet non-born, we have to get a feel for the world they're living in and the pressures they're dealing with every single day.
At the very core of this whole thing is what the book calls the tension of reality. You know that feeling? The constant push and pull, the pressure to be someone or something, the friction between your inner self and the outside world. It's exhausting.
And if that tension just keeps building and building, it can lead to something much heavier, real despair. And we're not talking about just having a bad day. This is a deep, gnawing feeling of hopelessness, like you're completely alone in your struggle and maybe it's not even worth it.
So what happens when you mix that constant tension with that real despair? Well, according to the author, it leads you to a life that feels totally isolated and dark. It's like being cut off from everything, living in the shadows, even when you're surrounded by people.
Okay, so if that's the problem, what on earth is the solution? The book's answer isn't about giving you a lecture. Instead, it offers what it calls a different kind of message.
And this is where things get really interesting. The book's approach is the total opposite of traditional preaching. It's not about these big, abstract ideas for a massive audience. No, these messages are super personal, they're kneaded with reality, and they're aimed squarely at one individual. In fact, it's so personal that the book says its messages are written for just one person. Just think about that for a second. The whole idea is for it to feel like it was written for you, with all of your specific hopes and fears and struggles.
Which, of course, begs the question, right? If it's written for one person, who is that person? Are they talking about some specific figure, or is it something else entirely?
And here's the beautiful part. That one person is you. It's me. It's any one of us in our messy, complicated, wonderful reality. It's a person with secrets and strengths, with mistakes and desires. It's the whole you, the good and the bad, all of it.
All right, so we have the crisis, and we have this incredibly personal message designed to address it. Now we can finally put the pieces together, understand this invitation to light, and give a real answer to that mysterious title.
So here it is, the big reveal. The yet non-born are the people who are walking around, breathing, living their lives, but on the inside they feel stuck in that dark, lonely place we talked about. They haven't had that moment of awakening, of being born into a life that's filled with the light of real faith and purpose.
So what's the way out? What can possibly light up that kind of deep personal darkness? The book's argument is clear. It's faith. It's presented as the one true path out of that isolation and into a completely new way of being. And I think this image just captures the goal perfectly. The book is trying to help you find what it calls the light in the galaxy, but that galaxy is inside of you. It's not about some external force, it's about igniting that inner light that is powerful enough to illuminate your entire world. And so, this whole exploration ends with a very direct, very personal question. The book isn't just information, it's an invitation. It's asking you and me and all of us to look inward. So, are you ready to be born again?